President Trump tonight will turn his attention back overseas and the war in Iran with an 8 p.m. primetime address to the nation. Our investigative reporter Chuck Goudie has been looking into what the president is going to announce tonight. He joins us now with late details from the NBC Chicago newsroom. Chuck?
Allison, the White House is teeing up President Trump's primetime speech as an important update on Iran. His first address to the nation since Operation Epic Fury began more than a month ago. And this afternoon, news organizations received a lengthy White House statement with quotes from the president and top administration officials citing war objectives they say have been met. 32 of them, almost one for each day of the war, has been underway. And leading some experts now to say the president is about to announce a ceasefire on one condition. Opening up the Strait of Hormuz is the condition that the U.S. is requiring to consider a ceasefire, according to a social media post today by President Trump himself. He says the waterway must be open, free, and clear to oil tankers and cargo ships.
So the real question is would Iran believe that if they met these terms of opening up the strait, that the Trump administration and Israel combined would actually follow through with that offer and continue to stick with it.
Even as a possible ceasefire is discussed, the U.S. continues to bomb targets in Iran, today blowing up this major Republican Guard missile barracks. But with threats by President Trump to attack Iranian water treatment plants and public power utilities, former U.S. Ambassador at Large for War Crimes Stephen Rapp says the threat alone could be a war crime. University of Chicago political science professor Paul Post, a foreign policy expert with the Chicago Council on Global Affairs, tonight says actually bombing public utilities is a certain war crime.
And when you start making threats that you're going to directly target civilian infrastructure, especially civilian power infrastructure, that is something that immediately almost all experts of the laws of war will point to say that is a violation of the laws of war, that is a war crime.
And then there is NATO, the transatlantic alliance headquartered here in Brussels, that has been the backbone of global order since World War II ended. That President Trump is now threatening to leave because European NATO countries haven't stepped up to help fight Iran.
It would be very hard for Trump to be able to unilaterally pull the United States out of NATO. It is a treaty, a ratified treaty, and recently the Senate actually reaffirmed the U.S.'s commitment to NATO and actually put in a law that a U.S. president cannot just unilaterally remove the United States from NATO.
The UK convening a virtual meeting tomorrow of 35 nations to coordinate a military reopening of the Strait of Hormuz whenever the war ends. That could calm President Trump's NATO nerves. The ceasefire talk is being tempered by a letter late today from the Iranian president chiding the war as anti-America first. But the president and his people continue to hint that tonight's big announcement will be that the war should end in 2 or 3 weeks. Allison?
Thank you, Chuck. And our viewers, you can watch the president's live address tonight at 8 p.m. right here on NBC5.